Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a singles storyline. And this is going to be actually, I just did a bonus general message that was huge, long, like 45-minute epic one that technically could have almost counted as a single storyline in some respects. But this storyline is where we assume our lead character is totally single. Sometimes this will have love aspects to it, sometimes not. It's different every time. But let's go ahead and begin, shall we? We'll see what we get. How does this begin? The Hermit and the Two of Swords. By the way, the Hermit was the second card out in that bonus message I just posted, which I think is hilarious. But the fact that we have a Hermit and a Two of Swords, our single character, the Hermit is usually single, right? Because it's somebody who's looking at their life. Hey, Sandra, thanks for being here, sweetheart. Right back at you, baby. D. Stevens, good to see you, Angel. The Hermit is usually a single character. This could be someone who is an old soul. Internally, they may be very wise, and that might be why they're on a hermit's journey, because they're sorting through some stuff. They're considering their place in the universe. They're considering life itself. They usually have bigger things to think about than keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, let's put it that way. So our single character is pretty deep, is what I would say. And with the Two of Swords, they have been, one of the things they've been contemplating, I think, is, do I keep blockages up? Do I need to keep certain blockages up? Is it worthy of me to spend any of my energy blocking things that I don't want? Or is it easier to just trust that I can say no to something that comes my way instead of dodging, thinking about it? Like, think of the energy that we give to, say there's somebody that we go, I don't want to hear from that person. Okay, but every time we talk to a friend or a family member about, like, oh, well, if they ever call me, you know what, I'm going to tell them that they're not allowed to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I blocked them. Oh, I bet they're still looking, trying to figure out a way to talk to me. And it's like, wait a second. Really, what that means is that our character would be the one thinking an awful lot about them, right? If we really don't need to deal with something, then that's it. We no longer think about it, which means we don't have to put any effort into blocking it. We don't have to put any effort into saying no thank you. We don't have to put any, when we cross that road, we'll either react with total silence, doesn't matter, we don't react, or we actually say no. But this also, the Two of Swords can also be something that a character doesn't see. The Hermit is thinking about this. It's, what am I not seeing? What am I blocking? What do I need to be blocking or not need to be blocking? So our character is doing some soul searching right now in regards to all of the above. Which, what does that mean? We have the Magician. Our character is trying to make sure that they have nothing standing in their way, meaning of their own, like, devices or thought processes that are preventing them from manifesting. Because I think this character's got a huge life plan up ahead for themselves. This is somebody who's like, I do not want to block my blessings. I do not want to prevent myself from having the best of everything. So self, are we doing anything that's counterproductive? The Hermit's really good at taking stock of their own actions. Tell me what the Two of Swords is representing here, though, because that's the only thing standing between the Hermit and their Magician energy. By the way, we have Virgo, and then we have Virgo Gemini, and then we do have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius associated with that Two of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. I think our character, our lead character, our single individual, is aware that something massive is changing for them. And if they feel like there's a shift in themselves, a shift in their, how do I want to say this? It's a new epoch. It's a new era of their life. It's not just that maybe they've hit a different age bracket. It's that they've made some kind of internal decision that says, I'm going to live the quality of life that I know that I'm meant to have. Quality of life that's going to be excellent. A quality of life that's going to be surrounded by trustworthy people, high energy environments with, good lighting and excellent food and, quality kinds of people and entertainment. And, I feel like my life is elevating. I feel I don't know how to explain this other than in my head right now, there's some different like music in my head right now that's I keep flip flopping to my different favorite opera arias, which I've always thought are like they. Not everybody likes opera, and I don't like all opera, but I certainly love certain arias. Um, Vistiarte from La Tosca is my favorite, but it is like music that like is this higher, more elevated, like incredible. I mean, the notes that they can hit and the melodies sometimes are just like tears just fall, you know? That's kind of the energy that they know that they're entering into. They can feel that their life is shifting into that energy. And so they're asking themselves, why, if I know I'm there, I'm standing on this threshold, why do I feel like there's one little blockage? So what is this little blockage? Because this character says I have some little blockage. I shouldn't, but I know that I do. We got a 3 of Cups that came out mostly in the reverse. Hold on. I'm gonna go. There we go. All of a sudden I was like, I need this other deck. I need this other deck. Flashed into my head. That 3 of Cups in the reverse says somebody is we got an Emperor. We got the 9 of Wands. 3 of Cups in the reverse says their blockage is it goodbye forever? And is it time that I have moved on from something and it's goodbye forever? Am I no longer going to connect with a certain person or a group of people? Will I never speak to someone again? Is that what I have to surrender? With that 9 of Wands and the Emperor, and this is a ferocious tiger. This is almost like something our character had fought for a really long time. Maybe it was a way of life. Maybe it was the way they were. Maybe this character said, like, I've always had to fight my way to the top. My whole life has been a struggle, and I can't believe it, but I can feel that things are opening up for me. I don't have the same mentality. I don't have to fight for things. I simply am ready to receive. Now, if this was about a person, not themselves, maybe this character is saying, I don't want to be in conflict with someone from my past anymore. And if that means that I have to really surrender this. Once upon a time, I held on to some anger. I really thought someday I was going to face them again. And what if I'm never going to face them again? But what if me letting that go is my final blockage? What if me letting go of the hurt they caused me, the final words I never got a chance to say to them? What if I never do get a chance to say those words to them, but I let it go? Maybe they're doing great. Maybe their life is awesome and they caused me a lot of grief, but I'll never get a chance to tell them. And I always thought someday that's still something on my checklist of stuff I got to do. And now this character is being faced with all of this success, all of their own abundance. But at the trade-off is they're not going to deal with this again. They either get to lay it down or they have to lay it down. The need to still fight something. The need to fight is what has to be laid down. And it's so weird though, because it's either that they have to totally step into this energy of abundance themselves, or they have to accept that maybe somebody who treated them like crap is out there living their best life. And that could be super frustrating. But I mean, this could be a father figure or a boss or a lover or somebody that has gone on to become very successful. Maybe they're good to other people, but when it came to the way they treated our lead character, they put this person on the defensive. They exhausted this person. Everything was a battle. They knew this person back in the day when this person created nothing but hurt, pain, and difficulties in their life. And to be able to surrender that, whatever that feeling is inside our soul, it says, but someday I'm still going to tell them off. It's worth it to let it go in order to have all this. I'm sorry, but it is. And that is not an easy thing to do, to let go enough. But imagine if we were like holding on to like some horrible, not even like nice monkey bars or something on the playground, but something that actually has like little sharp, jagged things, and we're holding on to it. And all we have to do is let go of that. And now our hands don't hurt. And it turns out we can receive some incredible, like, $10,000 handed over to us, wouldn't we say, yeah, let me let go of the shards of glass on the monkey bars and I'll accept the $10,000? But remember, the reason it's hard to let go of it is because there's this thing where it says, no, I'm holding on to this glass because this person has caused me grief. And if I let them go, it's like I can never tell them, you jerk, this is what you put me through. But it's worth it. It's totally worth it because we're only going to benefit from letting it go. We're not going to be in pain anymore. Yeah, we never confront them. Maybe they get to go on their life happy and never look back at the grief they caused us, but we get something better. So let's do it for us. Like that's the vibe that I think this character is walking themselves through this thought process. And the only reason I'm putting it in that context is because a hermit is not looking for vengeance. They're not looking for anything that is going to make their life more difficult. The hermit is always looking for the elevated choice. How can I elevate myself? What are my options laid out before me? And what are the best options? And what does it require me to do in order to have the best possible outcome? And this character says, I know that I have an amazing outcome. I can feel it. But there's this one thing holding me back. And it's that I got to let go. I got to accept that I'll never talk to or have a reunion with or make amends with a particular person that really caused me a hell of a lot of grief. But I got to let it go. Can I do that? This seems simple to be on the outside and watch this character and just be like, yeah, character, just let it go. Like your life's going to be so awesome. But I can see why this character is like, damn, this is a hard one. Give me one more on that Nine of Wands because I want to fully explain this character. I have Page of Pentacles. This character had to build themselves up from nothing. This character did not have help. This character was left high and dry. This character had to do it themselves. This character had to raise themselves or protect themselves or rebuild their life with nothing. This is like, I love Millie Jackson so much, but that song, You Left Me Just When I Needed You Most, her rendition of it is particularly like, amazing because, well, Millie's voice is like, it's like it could tumble down mountains, I swear. So much power and so much meaning in her words. But it almost seems like our character, the reason it still is a struggle is because they still want to, it's almost like they just want to say, you know what? Your life might be nice and comfy and you're great. I didn't have that luxury. You made it harder on me, but I built myself into who I am from nothing, from the ground up. You didn't support me. You didn't protect me. You didn't give to me. You didn't make my life better or easier in any way, shape, or form, but you get to move on and be oh so happy. Well, let me just tell you, I want you to know what I did in all the time that you didn't contribute, or worse, that you made me have to become more of a fighter just to build my own life into something successful. I mean, this could be like, yeah, at a time when I had no money, I lost my jobs. That's also when you were doing fine, sitting fat and happy, and I had nothing and it didn't matter. You know, that was love, or, you know, that's, you felt okay not being a person who had plenty and you knew I had none. That's okay. I just want you to know I fought my way to the top from nothing. That's who our character is. It's not really that they want to tell this person off per se. They want to tell this person, I made it anyway. I made it in spite of you. That's why it's hard for them to let go of the chance to say that part. I get it. Or it may not even be to say it. It's just because there's this inner thing where it's like, screw you. I did it anyway. I look at what I did. It's more like inside of themselves. So they got to get that chip off their shoulder, or as Jay-Z would say, brush that dirt off your shoulder. This doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this character's success. This does not matter. This person who wasn't there, this person who had a great life when our lead character's life was not easy, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because they're in a much better place anyway, and their life is about to blow up. So will they be able to fully embrace that? I got Strength in the reverse. Why do we have Strength in the reverse? Hold on, let's go over to this other deck. Strength in the reverse is Leo energy. Is that fear or is that fatigue? We got Hierophant in the reverse. We got Lovers upright. We got Magician in the reverse. You know what's crazy? I do feel like this is a single character whose life is about to go through some major glow ups, or it already is, but they still feel this little twinge of like something's holding me back. And it is the fact that they still carry a little burning ember of frustration, hurt, pain, irritation because of that person who's doing so well that really made their life more difficult. But here's the thing. The reason we have the strength card in the reverse, it is, I would argue, it's a little bit of fear. And this is the other part of that blockage. The fear is, do I still love them and wish some secret part of me still wishes that they'd come back? And I'm mad at myself for wanting that. I don't want to be with them, but I still want them to want me. I still want to hear that. And I'm worried that that's impeding my ability to really manifest. Okay, hold on. This character does not have to be so worried because they already are manifesting. They already have the Wheel of Fortune. They already have the Magician. They're kind of overthinking this. This is one thing with the Hermit's journey. Hermit is Virgo. Okay. So on one hand, I've talked really nice about the Hermit's journey, right? It's always looking for the higher perspective, but it is Virgo too. Virgo can be guilty of overanalyzing. I say that with love. I'm a gigantic, big fat Virgo. I have more Virgo in my chart than anything. I'm a double Virgo to start out with, but more of my placements are Virgo than anything. And yeah, I never identify as a Virgo. I don't see myself as a Virgo at all. But that's aside. I'm just mentioning it because Virgos, and like one of the most common things that they say about the Virgo is they overanalyze. I feel like that's what we're seeing in this story. This character is already doing fabulous, but they're so concerned that there's this obstacle. And the obstacle is they're mad at this person who they think they're never going to see again, but they kind of still wanted to tell them off, at least in their mind. But they need to release it and never think about this person again. But they keep secretly being mad at themselves, saying, what if, because secretly I want them to still want me. I wish that things could have been different or something along those lines. I can't let that go. And what if that's going to always impede my ability to really manifest something new, or a new partner, or somebody new to love me? And what if they've ruined my chances because I still carry a bitterness? And what if that's ruined my chances of ever meeting someone that I will marry? What if I'm always going to be destined to be single, even if I'm successful, because I'll always carry, it's like they're giving this character way too much power over their life, is what I would argue. This concept that I'm single, but what if I'm always going to be single no matter what? All because I met this person and it's like they tainted me for life, and now I'll never have success in romance because I'll always still be burdened with this memory of them. What can we do to help this character? Because I think that this is a nothing burger. I think it's only because our character is going through so many changes right now. So many things are opening up for them. I got the Nine of Wands. Wounded warrior, yes. But Nine of Wands, the second time we've seen it in the upright. I mean, this was like a Mack truck hit them. This was a relationship that it impacted many aspects of their life. The way they see themselves, it probably pushed them down the Hermit's road. It impacted their life. Their life is getting better all the time. They're on the cusp of some huge, wonderful breakthroughs. And that's probably why they're asking themselves about that final lingering tenderness. It's like if we've healed from something, but we still have some aches and some pains and not full range of motion or something. Like that's the part that they almost worry, is this always going to be with me, and how will this impact me for the rest of my life? This says it won't. The Nine of Wands, we're only one wand away from being the full-on 10. This is a wounded warrior. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, it's fatiguing. Yes, it's been a long time. But they've already made it this far because this person is a fighter. This person is still standing. After all the dust has settled, they're still standing. They're going to make it. They're going to be just fine. They're going to get over this person, is essentially it. This person is not going to have any more hold on their life or their thought processes. The devil. That's okay. I get it. That's why this has been so heavy. It's like this was possibly one of the most, it brought up toxic energy inside of themselves. The relationship was toxic. The thought processes were toxic. Really, all the devil is it brings up all the fears that we have somewhere tucked inside of us and brings it to the surface. And I don't know if this person like intentionally wanted to make our lead character feel like, you'll never forget me, if they somehow projected that toward them in all kinds of subtle ways. But it's almost like our character kind of said, I don't know if I'll ever get this person out of my head, out of my heart, out of my mind. Yes, they will. The devil is not so scary. The devil is just it's like if we could just flip on the lights, all of a sudden the dark isn't dark at all. Now we can see what we tripped over. It's not a big deal. We just got to flip on the light. This character is one little, like, one step away from reaching that light switch and turning on the light and seeing the situation for what it was. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, our character needed to just feel good about themselves. They needed to flip this story upside down and say, I didn't choose wrong. I didn't meet the love of my life, and then it was just toxic and they're just great without me. And that's the person I'll always love, but they couldn't love me because I'm somehow not worthy of being with them. No. This character needed to realize what they bring to the table is freaking amazing. If someone else, I feel like our character put that person on a pedestal and said that they were an emperor, that emperor is doing so great. I don't think that that's necessarily even true. What we assume someone else's life is like, and how little we assume they think about us, and how their life is perfect without us, and they cast us to the side like an old boot. You know what? That none of that might even be true. It's just the perception that our character had that kind of like it. I think they got like discarded or something, and it really did a number on them about how little value they must have had to someone, and will they ever get over this person that they love so much, but that person is fine without them. The thing that they've got to look at is just how wonderful their life is, just how much they bring to the table, just how many people would be thrilled, delighted, and honored to get a chance to spend time in their energy. I just think that this character has been single for too long and left ruminating in a lonely energy for too long. There's a really nice line in Desiderata. I think the credit is given to Max Erm, but some people say it was unknown who wrote that. But it's like it mentions about how like a lot of our fears and loneliness are born of just like being by ourselves too much and assuming all kinds of things that are untrue. And it's said very poetically and very beautifully, and I just botched it badly. But in any case, I think that line holds very true for this character in this story. They just haven't yet allowed themselves to date or meet somebody who's awesome like they are, who wants to give to them. They keep thinking somehow that they're kind of like the crumbs that are left over at a feast. This person just has to change that way of thinking, but I don't know that they will until they let themselves meet other people and see that other people treat them really well. I do want to check one thing. Because they've assumed that this character's life is an emperor's life, this person who's not in their world anymore, I just want to know what did happen with that person who came across as an emperor. 4 of Swords, Temperance, 6 of Pentacles. Well, they may have had a lot of their own demons to try to heal. They've spent a lot of time single and alone. They're still single and alone. They're not giving to anybody. They might have only found balance being by themselves or trying to find a spiritual belief. This person, it looks, all day long, our lead character can say, oh, that person, yeah, they're living their best life. They're an emperor. They don't care about me. They caused me all this grief, and they just moved on, and they're super successful. This says, baloney. This person could be in a room full of people. They could be connected to another person, and you know what? They're not connected to anybody. What you see on the surface is not what's going on internally. This character, at least in this fictional story, this perceived emperor has had a lot of quiet time to try to work on healing something deep inside of themselves. They maybe have started to find some kind of balance in themselves. But are they giving elsewhere? Are they connecting elsewhere? They're not. They're just treading water, just trying to get to a place of calm in themselves. I'm going to wager to bet this is more of a story where 2 people possibly pushed each other to really have to do some serious soul diving. Like, we're talking you know, you got to be careful how quickly you try to come back up for air, or you're going to get the bends kind of thing. Like this is like seriously deep dives that they pushed each other to work on themselves, to learn about themselves. They didn't just disappear and forget this lead character, not at all, not in this story. But our lead character has assumed a lot of things that are not really true about this situation, and that was holding them back a little bit. I liked this one because I felt like it was so stinking relatable. Anyone who's ever been jilted or left or hurt by somebody and they just assume, oh, that person doesn't even care, they never think about me, it doesn't matter, they just went on with their life, they're so great, everything's so perfect, and I'm just this you know dust bunny that got left in the corner. That's what a character tells themselves sometimes when they're still hurting over everything. But that's not what we assume is not always true. Everybody's on their own battlefield, as they say. All right, you guys, I'm gonna leave that one. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's a delight to see you guys. All right, y'all. I will see you next. I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the zodiacs. Do you guys have anyone in particular that you want me to start with? I just did Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, and I think Leo last night. So it won't be those four tonight. All right, Jojo, we'll start with Gemini. Sarah, I promise you I will get to Libra again tomorrow, but we'll go Gemini and then Sag, Baba Ganoush. I see you out there, and then Pisces. Okay, absolutely. All right, that's how we'll do this tonight, and then we'll keep going. My goal is to get as many of these zodiacs done as I can tonight. Aquarius, Taurus, I see you guys. All right, awesome. I'll see you guys shortly. We'll start with Gemini. Bye, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.